The On the Record political panel is back from townhall.com. Guy Benson from Real Clear Politics, A.B. Stoddard. Guy, first you, the polls are coming out with big questions. How much bounce, if any, did Donald Trump get out of Cleveland? And we have a CNN a poll in which 42-42 tied among registered voters. That's the CBS one in which they're tied. But here's the CNN one, 42-49. But just look at what that was what it was before. Now look at it now. It's amazing, isn't it, Guy?
Yeah, and if you look at the Real Clear Politics average, he is now in the lead. So if you're the Democrats right now, especially with this convention starting the way that it has, you're probably starting to feel a little bit antsy. Because last week, as I said earlier, it didn't go off without a hitch in Cleveland, but the American people were reminded over and over and over again of the reasons why they don't like and don't trust Hillary Clinton. And Donald Trump has gotten, as many of us predicted, a bounce out of that convention. The question is, can he hold it? And will the Democrats bounce out of here as well with some good polling numbers?
You know, A.B., it always seems so horrible when you're in the midst of it. And this seems so horrible right now for the Democrats, as Debbie Wasserman Schultz. But last week we did think it was so horrible at the Republicans, and that's now like we can hardly remember it. A week from now, are we going to feel that way about this?
Right. Well, Donald Trump can change the subject even when he's having a good news cycle. So we don't know what the next few days will bring. And we don't know if they'll be able to turn this away here and keep these Bernie protesters from booing and jeering. But the polling should scare Democrats. He has an obvious shot in the right places, in the battleground states to win, the ones that matter most on November 8th. And he, I think, consolidated the Republicans behind him. That's the improvement in his numbers that we're seeing. That's really important. And she's going to have to hold these Democrats. That's her big challenge after this week.
And Guy, do you think, I mean, obviously Senator Tim Kaine has a distinguished history. And I don't mean to take it away from, but he is from Virginia. She does want Virginia, and she does want Florida, and she did elevate, or I don't know if it's elevated is the word, but she gave a reward to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the Congresswoman from Florida. Is that going to be enough on these?
Well, I think Virginia is probably a state where the Clinton campaign is feeling pretty good at the moment, but they're probably feeling not quite as good in somewhere like Ohio and Pennsylvania. Florida is always absolutely crucial. I don't think Debbie Wasserman Schultz is popular enough in that state, or in any state, frankly, to be an addition to the electoral calculus.
Why didn't she, with sort of a swift kick yesterday, tell Debbie Wasserman Schultz to go home?
This is Hillary Clinton.
Sort of drip, 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 and it just gave more of the narrative that it fed into everything that the Sanders people say about the DNC.
And the whole accountability issue with the Clintons and Hillary Clinton. Is this their idea of accountability? If they're deeply sorry about the rigging of the game that we know absolutely happened at the DNC, why did she force out Debbie Wasserman Schultz and say, by the way, wink, here's a job right away?
Is this okay? We know it's the DNC. We know that Debbie Wasserman Schultz is the chairman. Does Secretary Clinton have any culpability at all on this? A.B.
They have not found, Greta, they haven't found emails connecting the campaign to the DNC.
So this is just the DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
But Trump has a point. Does Hillary not know that there was a huge debate over limiting and the scheduling of debates in order to favor Clinton and to not help along the candidacies of Martin O'Malley and of Bernie Sanders? Yes, that's true. Did she enter into a victory fund, a joint fundraising agreement with something like 30 states last summer, long before she was the nominee, or even the primary voting had begun, which is something that you do after you're the nominee? She did. I mean, she was treated, it was in many ways a coronation, and it was obvious to Bernie Sanders and Martin O'Malley and their supporters all along. The emails are what really have given them a new mission.
We got a lot of activity behind us. A.B. Guy, thank you very much for joining us.